we welcome you to N.E.W Turmoil live from the soul of the machine itself. We're in Newcastle and it's Turmoil. I'm Max Radix alongside my broadcast partner, the illustrious world heavyweight champion Erwin. And Erwin, what a night it should be here in N.E.W Castle.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, Riot is coming up next Sunday. This is getting personal, as it always does around this time of the month. This could get very ugly.
Always ugly, always extreme. N.E.W comes to you live, and we're going to kick things off tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with an Extreme Rules matchup between Franco and Alex Crom. It's the two suplex machines whose rivalry has been well documented in the last few weeks. These two guys, it really has become the battle of the suplexes. So this should be an interesting one to kick off Turmoil here tonight with Erwin.
Well, yeah, I mean, my notes for this first match literally says Battle of the Suplexes. That is all there is to this. I mean, these two have been going at it for a long time. I mean, their matches have been back and forth, their careers have been back and forth in some aspects. And they've quite clearly said that this thing is not settled. Adrian Goldman trying to put some kind of finality to it here.
Yeah, not about titles.
No, although with them both being in the N.E.W rankings, I believe this will count toward their ranking numbers, which is quite interesting. This rarely happens, that people are allowed to go at one another.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, you know, I stand corrected, but Franco and Alex Crom certainly have a personal rivalry that might be more important than that ranking spot here tonight. This one's purely about, in my opinion, who is better. Who is the better technician?
Definitely, this has nothing to do with the ranking reshuffle for them.
The two-time All-American or the German All-Star? Well, we're going to find out. Franco, proud member of the crew, 6 foot, 248 pounds from Beverly Hills, California, a three-time TV champion, former Intercontinental champion, of course, former tag team champion with the Authority and the crew.
Well, yeah, of course, that was Yuri, so essentially it was the crew. They were just part of the Authority at the time.
And Franco, yeah, tremendous team, Franco and Yuri. Cutting up the tag team division for quite some time. Still have designs on Magnum Opus's tag team titles, and considering we still yet have found a #1 contender for that gold, there's still a possibility for Franco in that division, but it's single competition here tonight, and he faces his technical rival here, Alex Crom. Franco will want to prove the two-time All-American really is the best technical wrestler in N.E.W today.
Well, of course, that tag team rankings begins again after Magnum Opus managed to eventually put away the Hit Squad. Of course, that search will continue here tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I mean, Magnum Opus proving all the doubters once again, but Alex Crom, 5'11", 260 pounds from Berlin, Germany, the suplex machine, the former Intercontinental champions, 70-day run, I believe, Erwin, according to your stat monkeys. I mean, one of the best Intercontinental champions in recent history in my eyes, but certainly one of the best technicians around of any generation, Alex Crom.
Well, again, I believe he was one of the first Intercontinental champions, and that 70-day run is incredible. I always say anything above 50 is definitely worth mentioning as an accolade in a career.
Well, yeah, Alex Crom, that's his only title win so far here in N.E.W, but he hopes to achieve greater things in the N.E.W rankings. But we've said it already, ladies and gentlemen, this one really is just all about pride. Alex Crom and Franco have been at this one for years, and perhaps tonight we will finally get an answer. Both at the peak of their careers, both in great form as of late. Two thoroughbreds, two potential future world champions. One-on-one here tonight. Chitopa rings the bell, here we go.
The pride of these two men. I don't think this war will ever be over. I think
Germans.
Literally just going to see a series of wars.
And a drop kick, German suplex, and a swift drop kick by Franco to start this one out. Sorry, Owen.
No, it's fine. I think this will only end when one of these two retires, or possibly retires the other.
Hell of a belly to belly there by Alex Crom.
And again, this is why we call it the battle of suplexes.
Standing Uranagi, suplex after suplex after suplex, and the light snowflakes, Owen, never quite the same.
No, unique in every way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Alex Crom and Franco.
Catching Franco coming in there, backbreaker.
Both these men very apt, as we say, in these suplexes.
Oh, what a close!
And of course, submissions. Both with tremendous amateur backgrounds in their own countries, in their own right. Very, very decorated young men indeed.
Unsurprisingly, the weapons have been found. Crom has brought a chair to this match.
Well, I expected this, if I'm being totally honest, Erwin. This rivalry's got personal between these two men. I think he missed with that chair. Alex Crom rolled out the way.
With the attack there.
Countered there. Got the chair. Franco face first into the steel. My God! What a T-bar right overhead.
Crom seemingly happy about that one.
Slamming it into that wafer-thin mat. Absolutely insane suplex by Alex Crom. That could have broke Franco's neck, Owen.
Changed his mind about the chair because of it, I believe.
Who needs a chair after that?
It certainly caught Franco off guard.
Oof.
Headbutt to the shoulder. Crom now picking up pace. Going for a pin.
One. Franco with plenty left in the tank, it seems. Kicks out only after a one. Alex Crom, though. I mean, if he keeps up this level of attack, the All-American's in trouble, let's be honest here, Owen.
Yeah, Franco's going to have to think and think fast if he's to counter Alex Crom here and get back that momentum he had moments ago.
Yeah, Crom not afraid to use a weapon or two either, as you can see. This Extreme Rules matchup. It's all legal here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. Is that? Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, yes, there we go. That one connected.
Yeah, trying to move out the way. Avoided the first shot, but didn't dodge the second two.
Tried valiantly to get out of the way, but Alex Crom would not be denied. Two swift shots with that kendo stick.
Goes back
and that could be all she wrote for Franco. That one right to the head by Alex Crom. The German has snapped.
Again.
He has ways to make you talk, Owen, and ways to make you scream. What a super kick to the back of the head.
We've seen that plenty of times, and that's put away opponents, but I think Crom knows Franco is not his normal opponent here. But Franco trying to fight back.
What a counter.
Back of the knee.
What a counter. Oh wait, and what a counter again.
One step ahead there.
Reverse DDT by Crom. Kick to the sternum. The German is alive and kicking in this matchup, and Franco has had no response. Camel clutch. What a submission.
Right down on the back. Franco is in trouble here, and
it's over. It is over. Alex Crom has made the two-time All-American Franco tap out here tonight. That's a big victory. A huge statement of intent, in my opinion, from Alex Crom, Owen.
Again, this battle may be over, but I don't think that's the end of the war between these two.
Absolutely not. Franco will not be happy with his performance tonight. He certainly will not be happy about the submission loss to his nemesis, Alex Crom. These two men have quite the rivalry here brewing, but what a way to kick off Turmoil here tonight from N.E.W. Castle. What a match that was.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff.
There you see that submission again, and you see, of course, Crom sitting right back down there with...
Yeah, I think the crowd wanting a bit of a different result here. However, I think there were a few cheers there for Alex Crom. You can't deny the man's talent when he's in there against Franco.
Well, yeah, Franco, of course, as well, and we can't forget one of the most popular men here in N.E.W, along with Yuri, the very popular team, the crew. Alex Crom bound to get a few boos here tonight, but an impressive victory nonetheless for the German.
Well, the tag team, the UK rankings have finally been unlocked. And that leads us to a very interesting fatal four-way, which should, in all honesty, should feature Red, but he's in the main event tonight because of the build-up to Riot 9, so he's kind of got a pass in this one. However, minus Red, we are seeing the four lowest contenders for the UK title face off here tonight with a chance to move up one in the rankings.
Well, yeah, tonight in the fatal four-way match, to climb those rankings, Erwin, in that illustrious division, it's of course V. Wade Nelson, William Zander, and the EFW World Heavyweight Champion controversially entered into this ranking tournament, Snake.
Well, yeah, kind of managing to come out on top. I mean, he may be at the bottom of the UK rankings, but that's another title he has a shot at.
Like, could you imagine if Snake became the #1 contender for the UK title, and it would be Snake versus the Reaper?
Well,
could you imagine what kind of match that would be?
Plenty of casualties caused by both sides there, that's for sure.
That would be a vicious onslaught between two of the most powerful teams in wrestling today, End Times and Magnum Opus. I mean, that would be all-out war. I almost hope Snake doesn't win this matchup, because he would almost certainly just run towards a #1 contendership here. He's a 7-time world champion. Speaking of which, here he is.
Well, yeah, first entrance makes it very interesting, of course, as I believe I said, this is an elimination falls count anywhere match.
Which of course means it's anyone's game, Erwin.
Well, yeah, and you've got to get rid of all three other opponents, which makes it clear who deserves to go up here.
You can't help, I mean, we've been speculating about this for weeks. The relationship between Adrian Goldman, our CEO, and this man has been, shall we say, tense, to say the very least. The amount of negotiations that both parties have been involved with over the titles that Magnum Opus are involved with have been insane, have been incredibly tense. I mean, I keep using that word, but it's the only way to describe it, Erwin. I mean, rabid, I believe, is a word I used yesterday, and I really wasn't kidding. There is some very hard feelings between our CEO and Magnum Opus right now, and you have to wonder if that's making this guy sweat a little.
Yeah, their once sunny relationship with one another seems to have turned sour. And I don't know whether Snake actually opted in for this match or was basically forced into it by Adrian Goldman.
It's pure speculation, Erwin, at this point. You're quite right. 6'1", 250 from Brooklyn, New York. Of course, a former European champion in the EFW, excuse me, and an EFW World Heavyweight Champion still currently. This is Snake's opportunity to become a dual champion. A cross-brand dual champion. That would be a first, Erwin.
Well, again, the winner of this.
Oh, excuse me, no, it would be, no, the Reaper did it as well, didn't he?
Yes,
of course.
did,
So
yeah.
of course, Snake would be the second man to do that. Excuse me.
I mean, I didn't talk about this on air last night, but I did mention it after the show. It dawned upon me, the Reaper, since his debut, has never been without a championship. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy record when you really do sit down and think about it. The Reaper, like him or hate him, and I know which which most people can't fall into, shall we say. He is an impressive talent. He's an impressive young man. There's no question about that, Erwin.
But he is the man that dethroned him in EFW.
Yeah, Wade Nelson, 6', 240 from Fargo, North Dakota, former EFW World Heavyweight Champion, a tremendous talent in his own right. That Inseguri, of course, is an absolute game changer, ladies and gentlemen, so watch out for that one.
He's got so many victories since with that. Of course, he's faced some tough competition since his time in EFW.
Speaking of tough competition, arguably one of the best Neely men in the business in single competition, V, 5'10", 239 pounds, a good buddy of yours, Erwin, Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, from the Militia, another great tag team, another great opponent for Magnum Opus potentially down the road. So there's a lot of conflict of interest here against the EFW World Heavyweight Champion, but
I was just about to say the Militia have possibly been on the best form of their tag team career so far. I'm just wondering if it's going to shine through in the singles competition for V here tonight.
I mean, I know he's a good friend of yours, Erwin. V, he's one of those guys, he's won my respect, I have to admit. I was never a huge fan of the Militia initially, it's no secret, but I can't help but be impressed by that young man. Some of the matches he's been in as of late have been nothing short of phenomenal. What he's willing to do to himself and others is truly spine-chilling. Speak of spine-chilling.
Well, I mean, William Zander and Zander Enterprises have said nothing about Zach Fuller leaving or about why they didn't come to help him. Zach Fuller, of course, is scheduled to face Troy Webster tomorrow in that final qualifying round. So we will finally know who else is going through in that US tournament. But as I said, Zander Enterprises have not mentioned that. All they have mentioned in regards to that is that they've got someone else.
Yeah, I mean, well summarised, Erwin. No statement of intent, no apology.
And we still don't know who that someone else is.
Not yet, and no word on who Fuller's replacement is. That's a great point. Zander, however, 6'5", seemingly already has a plan, already has had, well, history with that man. You just saw him right there, Snake, the EFW World Heavyweight Champion, 6'5", Zander, by the way, 350 from Bismarck, North Dakota. Chitope rings the bell, and here we go.
Half an hour on the clock, just in case.
Elimination fatal 4-way. It's going to be a hard one to call. Snake and V on the outside early on. Hurricane round and I think that was a senton.
A standing moonsault.
Yeah, excuse me, standing moonsault there by Wade Nelson. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, thank you, Erwin. But it's a hard one to call.
And again, back to Zander.
Off.
I was walking through the backstage area. Emma Zander said to me, "He's here tonight." I mean, that I'm presuming means their new tag team partner. Whether they're going to announce it tonight or not, I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, we can only speculate about what happened with Zach Fuller, but a tremendous talent in N.E.W. Would have thought he would have been a proud addition to any group, and the way Zander Enterprises just abandoned him shocked a lot of people. Oh, Samoan drop there by William Zander as Snake just picks apart V, the rookie, on the outside. Well, in comparison anyway. Oh, snap suplex on that wafer thin mat. The legs of V just slamming off that steel ramp. And meanwhile, Zander in the middle of that ring with that vicious dropkick against Nelson, club to the back. Yeah, oh my God, Snake there with a T-bone suplex on V, Erwin. And a hard right forearm smash by Zander.
Pace to start off here. I think Snake and Zander, knowing that at their age they've got to wear them down fast before their stamina starts to wear.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I mean, whether they like it or not, Erwin. Drop kick.
What a big senton in the ring, meanwhile.
Yeah, the action's hard and fast here. I mean, the veterans in this match, Zander and Snake, it is really youth versus experience here tonight.
It looks like youth has just fought back.
Yeah, I mean, a Uramagi overhead suplex by V to Snake on that wafer thin mat on the outside.
And Nelson with a big DDT on the inside.
Thank you, and a hell of a match we've got going on here, ladies and gentlemen.
Struggling here already.
Yeah, Mike Chitopa doesn't know which way to look, and frankly, neither do I. And that patented GBH neck wrench being applied by V on the outside. Meanwhile, Wade Nelson on that middle rope with bad intentions in mind.
Oh no! DDT. I think he got caught momentarily by Zander.
I think Zander tried to counter what was going to be a standing moonsault press, but countered beautifully in himself with that tornado DDT. What a reversal by Nelson.
Oh, now looking for something big. Sends him off the apron.
Meanwhile, V has finally got the better of Snake, who's been slammed on that mat on the outside.
Oh, but V going to Zander now.
Recovers. gradually, and the veteran.
Where Nelson sees Snake coming round, but Snake saw him as well.
Cashing that check, that big elbow right to the head. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God.
And if we go back to the whole Xander Enterprises scenario for a quick moment, it really does confuse me, because I know for a little bit it looked like Zach Fuller wasn't really feeling it, but as of late it seems Xander Enterprises were really starting to click as a tag team.
Well, yeah, I mean, perhaps that initial doubt put doubt in Xander Enterprises' mind. I mean, we can only speculate at this point in time. I mean, V with that flying forearm smash to Snake has took down the 7-time world champion. Xander is all over Nelson.
The apron.
And the veteran responds. Snake on the outside, Xander on. Meanwhile, on the big God,
driving a knee right into the heart of Wade Nelson from that top rope.
Well, you don't see that every day. William Xander coming off the top rope, showing the youngsters how it's done here. The two veterans taking control. What a suplex by Snake.
Well, it can't be long before they turn their sights on
each other. Oh, wait a minute, not again. Not again, Owen. Surely not 2 times in one night.
Yes. Oh! I think that was more of a coup de grace there. The double feet.
Well, it worked.
350 pounds right into the chest of Wade Nelson, who's now at the hands of Snake.
Yeah, never afraid to pick apart a wounded man. Snake right on Wade Nelson.
With a trio of different suplexes there.
On that wafer thin mat, this action's got ugly on the outside. Owen makes it over.
Going for a pin on Nelson.
Try there again, some order. Nelson's out.
Nelson is out after a huge super kick from Snake on the outside.
Yeah, that venomous strike. That infamous super kick. It's won in World Championships. Nelson goes down to the count of 3, but Xander, possibly trying to take out his biggest rivalry in this matchup. Goes for a pin on Snake. Chitopa out of position, but down for the count. 2. Yes, Snake's out.
Snake's out. It's down to Xander and
V right back on Xander with that Lufez Presto. Snake's not happy about being eliminated by William Xander, with a bit of trash talk there.
And a cheap kick there, I think, on the way out.
When they put it past Snake, he does not like to lose.
Phenomenal effort from the two that have been eliminated. But this has been fast. This has been high-paced. This has been brutal. That's a Death Valley driver on the outside.
On that wafer thin mat once again goes the head of William Xander. The skull bouncing off a damn near concrete floor.
It's a 240 pound man somehow managing to get 350 pounds overhead.
Tremendous strength, undoubtedly. I mean, V deceptively strong for his size. Not the biggest man in N.E.W, but certainly not the weakest either. Oh, what a powerbomb!
Sit out.
That could be all. That could be all for V. The wild card, the underdog, might be about to shock the world. Yes!
And he does. What a match.
V tonight stands for victory. What a shocker. What a win. The underdog in this matchup, by a long way in my opinion, come out of this one with a huge victory. Quite possibly the biggest in his singles career to date, Owen. What a victory for V.
What a victory indeed. This could catapult him toward the man that his tag team partner faced not too long ago and did not succeed. Could V find himself as #1 contender?
A rapturous applause for V from the N.E.W faithful. The popular young man match is on with a big victory here, and perhaps V will succeed where his tag team partner failed and topple the Reaper.
Perhaps so.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next,
the Intercontinental rankings, of course. Another thing due tomorrow. We'll finally see if GBH can earn that title shot as he faces off against Cowboy Roy tomorrow night. That's going to be incredible as always.
Yeah, every time GBH and Cowboy Roy get into the ringer, when you're pretty much guaranteed a classic. I mean, that's going to be a hellacious matchup, and of course if GBH wins that match, he will get a shot for the Intercontinental Championship of the World. Tonight, however, Rick Weaver and his quest for Intercontinental gold under pressure tonight in Magnum Opus as he faces the big Irishman O'Grady after some questionable form from the prodigy, Owen. The prodigy Rick Weaver.
Yes. Not the prodigy.
Not the prodigy,
yes,
no.
I was thinking for a second, and we haven't seen him in quite some time, actually.
Because he's a hack. The real prodigy is Rick Weaver, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, of course. The Rick Weaver not being successful against the Gangster as of late, but the Intercontinental rankings as they lie, these two men looking to go at it to see who gets to move up one. Of course, as I say, at present GBH is that #1 contender, but if he does not win that match, the search will continue, and this is Adrian Goldman's way of making sure we get a bit of overlap just in case that does happen, and this could be good.
Oh, absolutely! It could be a great matchup. But as I said earlier on, Owen, I mean, Rick Weaver's not been in the best of form as of late, and that could be playing on the mind of that talented young man.
And again, let's not forget how that handicap match went against the Gangster, in which he managed to defeat technically Magnum Opus.
That's a great point.
And,
yeah.
All by pinning Rick Weaver. Making Rick Weaver submit, I believe.
Yeah, no, it was a submission victory over Rick Weaver. Of course, the Hit Squad weren't as successful in tag team action when the title opportunity was on the line.
Success at the hands of Rick Weaver, at least aiding the victory. I think he got the final pin.
Yes, he did. I mean, he shocked the world again. I mean, every time you count this young man out, he comes back stronger. And perhaps
surprisingly, he's brought friends.
Why wouldn't he? When you have friends like that, why wouldn't you bring them with you?
And I believe that's Jimmy Falcon in the distance there. Snake, of course, just having had that match, we don't see him down here.
No, but I'm sure he's given his protege some wise counsel before this matchup, and then Vega and Jimmy Falcon are certainly insurance enough for this young man tonight. I'm sure. Rick Weaver, 5'10", 245 pounds, New York, proud member of Magnum Opus, the protege of a 7-time world champion, and what a tag team these two men have become, and they are a team. You can't say that Vega's the only thing keeping that title on these men anymore, Erwin.
Wow.
Rick Weaver won him the title, and Rick Weaver stopped the Hit Squad from getting a title shot. Those are facts.
Oh, hang on a
second. Oh, wait a minute.
William Zander, of course, has just been in a match, but that's the rest of Zander Enterprises. Does that mean O'Grady is their new pick, their replacement for Zach Fuller?
Well, Emma
he's wearing the emerald.
Well, the emerald green for the Irishman. Emma Zander said he was here. Well, top of the morning to you, because it's O'Grady.
My God, that changes things. I mean, this man,
what an enforcer!
Not too long ago had an Intercontinental title opportunity. Of course, failing that, found himself at the bottom of the rankings. Now set to face Rick Weaver, and has some assistance of his own that Rick Weaver can't be too pleased about. He was expecting O'Grady to be the lone wolf he always has been. And
well, yeah,
brought some friends.
Zander Enterprises seemingly with that silver tongue have talked yet another hot N.E.W. prospect into joining their ranks despite their treatment of Zach Fuller. O'Grady has seemed to have signed on the dotted line and is now a proud member of Zander Enterprises. So it seems, and it has to be said, yeah. O'Grady seems to have been using that world-class training facility that Zander Enterprises have, Erwin, because he looks like he's in phenomenal shape here tonight.
Incredible shape. I mean, it does lay a good question. Why would you join a team that seemingly abandoned their previous team?
Hammerlock slam there by Weaver. Well, we know they're well connected. We know that they're laden with history, and let's be honest, I mean, Zander Enterprises aren't short of a few quid, so perhaps O'Grady was turned by the potential for improved circumstances here in N.E.W. I mean, we can only speculate at this point, Erwin.
Whatever the reason, he seems to have lost those bandages from that submission match. That brutal submission match.
Oh, arm drag takedown there by Weaver.
It's still a step too fast for him at the moment.
Well, yeah, the speed advantage is going to go to Weaver here tonight. It's speed versus power. It really is as pure a fight as you're going to get.
If O'Grady gets a chance to throw some fists, Rick Weaver, he can elbow like that, in fact. Rick Weaver could find himself in deep trouble.
Yeah, game changer, no doubt about it. O'Grady with a clear size advantage and weight.
Oh, suplex toss, not too dissimilar to what Vega dishes out a lot of the time.
Oh, and again, arm drag takedown there by the big Irishman. These high impact offense like manoeuvres there to Weaver are not going to cause this young man any favours at all. Off, tossed him across the ring like a rag doll again, throwing round Weaver, who's toughened up as of late, it has to be said, under the guidance of Magnum Opus. Oh,
German,
big German. Rick Weaver has been known to land on his feet on a couple of occasions during that manoeuvre, but he didn't then. Patented GBH neck wrench, and O'Grady is in control here, Erwin.
Vega riling up the crowd on the outside as usual. And again, I've got to wonder how much this has thrown off Magnum Opus. Hang on a second, O'Grady removing a turnbuckle pad. Not sure Shitopa saw it. It seems to be one of the things they let slide in N.E.W. Speaking of a slide, a crucifix pin there.
Shitopa, I don't think, was prepared for the speed of that pin there and was slightly out of position for it. It has to be said, I don't think it would have got a free anyway.
Well, no, that kick out after one.
Oh no, wait a minute. Elbows to the head there by Rick Weaver. Aggressive attack. I thought he was going to try and lock in an arm bar there, but seemed to change his mind. Seemed to want to cause a bit more pain to the big Irishman there, Erwin.
Getting clear access to that arm, I don't think. Changed his mind, as we say.
Well, that mind of Weaver, of course.
Returning a GBH neck wrench.
Yeah, I think cashing the check with that painful, famous submission manoeuvre.
The tides are
guillotine.
Again. O'Grady finding himself in trouble there.
Yeah, O'Grady now seriously under the thumb. Rick Weaver, when he's in this kind of zone, 2 count there by Shitopa, is really quite cerebral in his attack.
Yeah, I mean, he has taken O'Grady by surprise in this second lot of offense, but O'Grady dodges that kick there and comes back with a shell breaker.
O'Grady, of course, no stranger to taking a beating, will come back at you time and time again. Rick Weaver needs to keep up that attack or will suffer the consequences of the hard-hitting Irishman. Guillotine in return, cashing a check of his own there. Oh, good count there. Good count there. What speed there by Weaver.
O'Grady rolling to the apron. I think realising Falcon and Vega on the outside.
Middle rope. Oh, misses with that splash though. A misjudgment by Weaver has given Grady. Oh no!
Hang on.
No, wait a minute. Shitopa's rang the bell. Shitopa has disqualified Rick Weaver.
Yeah, Vega pulling O'Grady off the apron there.
Oh, wait a minute.
Vega not realising, Rick Weaver screaming at him. A breakdown in communication causes another loss for Rick Weaver here tonight.
Yeah, Rick Weaver will be furious. I mean, literally shouting at his tag team partner Vega, which I don't think is a very good idea, but Vega's aggression there towards O'Grady has just got Rick Weaver disqualified in a match where he was in pretty much control.
Yeah, I mean, he could have quite won it there, but the match goes to O'Grady now. And as we say, Rick Weaver clearly in fury about that. Another intercontinental opportunity swept away.
Well, controversy for Magnum Opus. Controversy between the tag team champions, perhaps. Friction, perhaps. Who knows? We can once again, only speculate. Alice Young and Farrier, however, it's not a speculation, it's what's coming up next.
Well, yeah, this is of course a prelude to that women's tag match. We're going to see it right at 9. Of course, we expect the other two to have their match as well. This being as brutal as it possibly could be. And again, like the first match, this will still count within the singles rankings, which is quite an interesting concept, really. It doesn't mean they have to fight their next step up if they've got someone they really want to face. Quite a big decision here tonight from Adrian Goldman.
Well, the insane man continues in his insane ways. But hell, would you question it? And it gives you matches like this.
Well, exactly. It's hard to argue against the madness when you get to see Alice Young and Farrier in a submission match.
Alice Young, one of the finest submission wrestlers in any division I have ever had the privilege to call. 5'5", 132 pounds. Memphis, Tennessee, True Force, a former tag team champion with True Force, current, as tag team champion with True Force, a 2-time women's champion, 97 days as women's heavyweight champion.
Did you hear that comment from Adrian Goldman about we should have made the belt pink?
I did.
Or you need new glasses. But yes, I mean 97 days in two runs as a women's champion. That's phenomenal.
Have you been playing with my notes again, Erwin?
I don't know what you're on about. Of course, wearing that belt with pride, Diana Simmons, the other half of True Force.
Well,
and their opponents, the Scorpions at Riot 9. It is set to be a traditional tag team elimination this time round.
Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna be a great tag team match, no question. But this one for me, Erwin, is just that little bit more fascinating because of the similarities, but the differences between these two young ladies.
Very true.
It's just quite compelling, really. I mean, both submission specialists, both master of mind games, both former champions, and both with that drive to succeed and that obsession with gold. Farrier, 5'8", 152 pounds, Lisbon, Portugal, from the Scorpions, former EFW World Heavyweight Champion, a great champion.
Incredible. I mean, obviously a wise choice for Adrian Goldman to snap up once she'd lost that EFW Women's Championship. Could quite possibly have one half of the tag team championships by the end of the month. Of course, is very determined that if her tag team partner loses that women's championship, then we will see Farrier in a more determined push in the singles.
Well, I mean, Farrier, I think, deserves a run in the Women's Heavyweight Championship division because it's undoubted her talent. It's unquestionable. Chatopa rings the bell. This should be a great submissions match. Expect some grade A technical wrestling, I can tell you. And Alice Young's already at it with that armbar takedown. There we go, finishes off with the arm breaker as well, picks her up again.
That's also a very good question. Akane Matsuda won that match to face Sonya Jackson for the Women's Championship, and we don't know when that's going to happen. With the Women's Tag Team Championships being on the line and the Scorpions being in contention for that at Riot, we assume that the Women's Championship is going to be held sooner.
It's a great point there with running planning DDT there by Alice Young.
Yeah, Farrier not off with a strong start here.
I mean, these ladies, of course, could end up running double duty yet. We just don't know.
So it's always a possibility.
Off, running the ropes, big knee into the gut.
Again, Farrier has been caught off her game.
Well, Alice Young is a veteran in this matchup by a long way. I mean, both these ladies are submission specialists. Excuse me. But Alice Young, just that little bit more experience than Farrier. Oh!
Wanting to send a message for that match they have at Riot 9.
Take down again. And again back to that arm breaker.
Ferocity on display.
Pulling her away from the ropes there. That sound mind there by Alice Young. Great ring presence.
Oh, Dragon Sleeper locked in.
Modified sitting back there. Dragon Sleeper onto Farrier, who is nowhere near the ropes. This could be a quick one. Mike Shatopa says no. Farrier bridges out of it eventually. Damage may have been done. Snap me a takedown there by Farrier.
Needs to get some offense here. Oh, wrapping her up. Knee into the back.
Crossbow choke.
Oh wait. No, Alice Young trying to bridge out, does not. On again.
Wait.
See her trying to lift up, but Farrier just one step ahead and pulls back with the arms. Oh wait, hang on a second.
I mean, Alice Young did not tap out there, just to clarify.
No. That's Diana Simmons' music.
Well, the Brazilian behemoth was not.
But it was just a distraction for this.
Oh, wait a minute, no! From nowhere! Was the music enough?
Tennessee Chicken Wing is locked in. Shatopa still wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah, Mike Shatopa is not paying attention to the submission, but Alice Young has it locked in, and has had it locked in for a while. Did Farrier tap? No, she did not. No, she did not. That is controversial to say the least, and impressive.
Dragon Sleeper, but
too close to the ropes, Erwin.
Farrier just catching some wind. Diana Simmons' music clearly playing as a distraction.
Again, that's got to be too close to the ropes. Alice Young is doing this just to create pain here.
Well, yeah, that's just keeping the damage up, not caring for the actual submission just yet. No, she has her now.
Top rope. Big elbow.
Perhaps now looking to put an end to it. Got her in the centre of the ring. No, just an arm breaker.
But we know what that usually leads to, Erwin. That arm breaker is a signature manoeuvre, if you will, of Alice Young.
Looking for it for a second time now that Shatopa is not distracted.
Yeah, the music of the Brazilian behemoth was enough to put this match all in Alice Young's corner here. True Force came here tonight with a plan and has executed it beautifully. You've got to wonder where Farrier's partner is.
Yeah, of course, Sonia Jackson. I'm not even sure if she's here.
Snake Eyes.
I would imagine she would be.
I've not seen her.
Again, Diana Simmons technically did not appear here. Her music simply.
No, she didn't. That's a good point, Erwin.
I mean, you would assume it would be because she was making her way to the ring. However, that was not the case.
Well, Alice Young's attack continues.
Yeah, Alice Young utilised that distraction.
German suplex. Release.
In control ever since. Farrier in deep trouble here. Oh, jawbreaker out of nowhere. Trying to fight back.
Hurricane Rana there by Farrier. What a response by the rookie. Patented GBH neck wrench. Could this be all?
Well, Alice Young spent a lot of time dishing out some damage to Farrier. May have exhausted herself in the process. Being so confident, that may just be enough.
Well, Alice Young's confidence. Oh, what a torture rack. What a torture rack by Farrier.
Torture rack there, locked in, but no, Alice Young getting out again.
Finally bridging out of it. That was a great counter there by.
Reversing the backdrop though is
tremendous athleticism.
Leg scissor takedown
with authority. Take that, Alice Young.
Had such a roll a moment ago. And Farrier is coming back.
Tremendous speed. That youth might bring that speed advantage. Snap me a takedown again by Farrier. The mistress of mind games now taking it to the former two-time women's heavyweight champion.
And again, don't expect.
Oh wait a minute! No, Abba from nowhere, locked in by Young, centre of the ring.
Dragging Farrier down to the mat. But this resilience, we will see this at Riot 9. both teams will be so determined for those titles, as both women are so determined to get the other to tap here tonight.
Heads his takedown there by
Oh,
Farrier.
leg sweep!
Yeah, tremendous leg sweep by Farrier.
And what's she going for here? Another...
Oh, look at that.
The gory special, I believe, if I'm not getting my submissions mistaken.
Wow, tremendous submission.
Absolutely beautiful submission, but look at that.
Well, that was a beautiful counter. We said we'd see it, ladies and gentlemen, and we have. What a kick to the head. There was nothing technical about that by Alice Young. But oh, what an armbar takedown. What an armbar takedown by Young. Farrier's in the centre. And it's over.
And I was completely mistaken. It isn't the gory special, it's the other one I can't remember the name of, but nevertheless, it was not enough.
Well, it happened to the best of us.
And is that what is the question now? Is that what we're going to see at Riot 9? Will we see?
Look at that armbar. I'm sorry, Erwin, but look at that armbar.
Beautifully performed. Just spinning, taking Farrier off her feet.
Absolutely nowhere. Came the submission, came the experience, came Alice Young. What a victory over the Mistress of Mind Games. The rookie, the new kid on the block, not quite ready to take the mantle of #1 women's submission specialist. That title still remains Alice Young.
Phenomenal effort from Farrier. That distraction with Diana Simmons' music clearly giving a big advantage. If that didn't happen, we may have seen a different result, but Alice Young, after extreme punishment on Farrier, and again a valiant attempt to break back from that, it was unsuccessful. Alice Young came out victor of that match. But that was a bit about the women's tag division, if you will. This next match is the men's tag division as we begin that search once more.
Yeah, I mean, because Magnum Opus defeated the Hit Squad, we are yet to find the #1 contender for Magnum Opus's tag team titles. So tonight we're going to see two tag teams. Oh, wait a minute.
Hang on.
Wait a minute. This is not Red. Red is here.
One of the Ferocious Four that will be in that Iron Man match.
Well,
Riot 9, including myself.
He's certainly not going to have one eye on you, Erwin.
He's not been successful in his return matches. I mean, that can't be ignored. I mean, he did beat Snake though, I'll give him that. That was hilarious.
It's a lucky shot.
Oh wait, let's see what he has to say.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Red here just essentially shocking the world in putting over a completely different person. I don't think Red's ever said that, but basically Red likes Wade Nelson, essentially.
Yeah.
Wade Nelson reminds Red of Red.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
Didn't even mention Riot.
No,
just Wade Nelson.
No mention of title shot whatsoever. I mean, that was bizarre.
Very
I mean,
bizarre.
Red has not been normal since that assault that you call a match here with.
Again, he knew what he was getting into. He knows what he's getting into at Riot 9. That could very well end up the same.
Well, we can only speculate what was going through Red's mind. Those scrambled brains seem to enjoy the work of Wade Nelson, don't we all? But we have to focus tonight here on our main event, ladies and gentlemen, and the search begins again for the N.E.W Tag Team Champions, #1 contenders. Will it be one of these teams? The Fixers will face End Times here tonight. It's going to be the Doctor and the Mechanic, one of the biggest teams in N.E.W today, versus the Reaper's minions, Nate and Joe Freeman.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw what happened last time, but that was the traditional tag team environment where the Reaper could provide a distraction. This is Extreme Rules, and knowing these two teams, this could get very ugly very, very fast.
Yeah, I mean, don't expect anything pretty, don't expect anything technical like the Alice Young and Farrier match, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to be an all-out war, an all-out brawl. Two hard-hitting teams.
The Fixers looking for retribution, End Times looking to seal their place in that tag team rankings. They're wanting to prove that wasn't just a fluke.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, the Doctor and the Mechanics are still a relatively new team, but they've had a pretty good start to their tag team career. Nate and Joe Freeman will not only want to be impressed there, mastering the Reaper tonight, but put a stomp on the tag team division.
Not a single person sat down when that music hit in. They're here to see the Fixers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a popular tag team, no question. Listen to that. The Doctor, 6'3", 364 pounds, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and the Mechanic, 6'8", 411 pounds, from Dover, Delaware, a former United States champion. These two men, large and in charge. The Fixers can fight.
Oh yeah, but their opponents could be left in a wreck if they're not careful. Again, very promising within the tag team division.
Did you know that both? Sorry, but did you know that both these men actually have a doctorate?
That's terrifying.
The Doctor is actually a doctor.
That would explain the name.
The Mechanic, also surprisingly, a doctor.
Yeah, chooses car repair. Well, regardless, here's a terrifying team, and it seems the Reaper is not involving himself here.
Well, why would he?
At least not yet. I mean,
why does he even need to?
I guess this is the test. They'll have to do it alone at some point in their career.
Well, yeah,
Joe Freeman proving himself in the US rankings.
You have the original Demon in Joe Freeman, and an absolute thoroughbred, almost guarantee lock for a future world champion in Nate as backup, and you can pretty much just sit this one out, I think. I mean, Nate, 6'1", 220, Denver, Colorado, betrayed his brother.
Yeah.
Sided with the Reaper.
Have we even seen Marty
and has been
since?
Unstoppable since. No, Marty has essentially pretty much disappeared from the N.E.W since losing to Nate in that hellish Hell in a Cell at Riot 8. Of course, Joe Freeman, the original Demon, 6 foot, a veteran of N.E.W, 224 pounds, Copenhagen, Denmark. Got sick of being called one of the Neely men of N.E.W as sided with the Reaper. And Nate, and now this hellish team, End Times, have arrived here. They have to get past those two brutes first. if they want to make an impression in the tag team division. This main event kicks off. Shatopa rings a bell. Tornado rules. What a shot by the Doctor.
Yeah, no tags necessary. Nate taking down the Mechanic.
Yeah, big jawbreaker there by Nate.
Oh, hang on though. Mechanic fighting back.
Yeah,
the Fix is beginning to take control now.
Yeah, hard right hands there to Joe Freeman. Meanwhile, gut wrench. Powerbomb.
My word. Freeman getting a big knee to the face. Takes to the outside. That may not bode well though.
And again a gut wrench slam. You see in this tornado ruling, I mean, with due respect to End Times, Erwin, I think this favours the Doctor and the Mechanic.
Hang on a second, Joe Freeman with a clubbing blow though.
I have been wrong before, however.
Oh yeah, Doctor just overpowering him there. And you're right, I mean, they don't need to make a tag, which means they can focus on an opponent each. Until one of them doesn't stand, and then they can focus on one together.
Mechanic will have another big gut wrench after a huge lariat.
Freeman though, float over DDT. Doctor rolling to the outside.
Yeah, after that huge snap suplex by the Mechanic, Joe Freeman tried to capitalise, but the Mechanic had it well scouted. Just missed with that flying
body blocked him there.
Yeah, just I think a pure just straight left
for a gut wrench again. But Nate now, that numbers game
against the ropes. 2-1 at the moment.
Oh well, no, Freeman's rolled out. I think a bit winded from the attack of the Mechanic, as brief as it was.
Well, the Mechanic hits hard, we all know that.
Well, exactly.
Joe
now
Freeman.
The double team has gone to the other team.
Snake eyes by the Mechanic.
Big snake eyes. Nate though countering. Freeman colliding there. Oh, and Nate trying to topple Doctor, doesn't.
Yeah, Nate and Joe Freeman have both youth and experience.
Freeman finding some weaponry.
The Mechanic and the Doctor, pure power.
The Mechanic though,
and
pulling
aggression.
it out of his hand, whipping him into the steel barricade.
Mechanic on the outside with that fall away slam, backbreaker. Meanwhile, Nate on the inside with that snap suplex.
Yeah, of course, pins and submissions have to take place in the ring. There only needs to be one for this match to be over.
Great
Nate
point,
looking
Erwin.
confident here. Spinning elbow. Seems to have hurt himself in the process.
Well, yeah, as you would expect on the outside. Word! Right into the steel barrier. The ribs of Freeman.
And again, Freeman's got to consider that US tournament, that he is the only one that's got through so far. He now has to win two more matches to find his opponent.
He's not going to win that match with a punctured lung, Erwin.
No, that's very true. Realising that gets the Mechanic back in the ring.
Patented GBH neck wrench there by Nate. What a sweep by the Doctor. And now the Fixers. That strength and size advantage starting to ring true here, Erwin. Joe Freeman and Nate in trouble. It's took a while.
Mechanic just pounding down on Freeman.
But the tide seems to be turning here on End Times.
Well, hang on a second. Drag.
Yeah, the veteran Joe Freeman.
Got to be aware.
The original Demon knows he's in a fight. Backdrop by the Mechanic.
Again, he's got to keep in mind that there's always that other opponent. Nate's back up.
German suplex by the Mechanic, holds on. Second for a third.
Whilst he's going for the third, Nate's got the Denver Crab locked in. Mechanic breaking that up, which gives Freeman a little bit of time. Oh, but Nate's in trouble here. Saved by Freeman. I think the Mechanic was looking for the full service.
It's not the Denver Crab anymore, Erwin, it's the Nate Crab.
Oh, pump handle slam. Nate going for a pin, only gets out 2. Well, maybe that's what Nate wants it to be.
The Denver Crab is dead.
Sidewalk slam. Oh, Freeman just took out Shatopa.
Shatopa is down
now
by
going for a
Drinking Buddy.
pin. I don't think he realised
Mike
who he took down. He's like dead in the middle of the ring.
Joe Freeman has dug out the hardest working
Check our
referee.
way. He's getting up. I was about to get someone down there to check on him. Moves very quickly out of the way there.
Tough as nails, Mike Chitopa. This match continues. Standing Uramagi by Freeman.
Backdrop by the mechanic.
Well, one man apiece. Ironically, the two standing men ignoring each other and going for the men on the floor. Nate
then
fights back,
counter
that shoulder
spear
barge.
from Doctor.
Spear to Freeman. Those ribs of Freeman must have been injured by now.
Yeah,
surely. I mean that shot earlier on to the ring, the guardrail, and then that hellish spear. I mean, Joe Freeman could have internal injuries, Erwin.
And then getting 364 pounds just standing on
off.
Freeman leaving the ring. Nate not seeing that the Doctor was approaching.
No, the Doctor's just hit another level here.
Oh, mechanic bumping into the Doctor accidentally there, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the mechanic took that one personally. I think he knew it was just a pure reaction by his tag team partner. He felt the presence behind him and struck.
Doctor returning with his own.
Well, the mechanic.
I'm not sure if he. I think he caught the mechanic diving in. Mechanic not realising. Not sure if that was on purpose though. A bit of a cross communication in both corners there.
Yeah, the Doctor seems to have just seen red there and took out his tag team partner along with Nate.
Oh, that might backfire though. Kiss of death, going for a pin.
Stood over the other man.
And the mechanic didn't get in time. End times get through.
Well, after a series of blunders by his tag team partner, Erwin, the Doctor, who just saw red and at the worst possible time took out his own partner in the process, and End Times capitalised in a big way here, Erwin.
Well, yeah, the first one did look accidental, the second one did not.
Must be just a flash of red.
And now End Times move up.
Standing Uramagi by Freeman. You thought this match there could have been all, but the Fixers started to fight back hard. Lariat there.
The kiss of death.
From nowhere, of course, a mistake already made by his tag team partner. End Times here finally have arrived in the tag team division and are setting their sights on Magnum Opus. What a turmoil, Erwin. What a night.
Absolutely incredible. And we've still got one more match. Of course, this is our prelude to that fatal four-way, and the closer it gets, the more anxious I become. Of course, I've got to defend my title against these maniacs.
Well, yes.
Tonight we see Casey Judge taking on Red.
A marquee event, ladies and gentlemen, after that hellish matchup. And this should be an absolute corker. It's Casey Judge versus Red. Here tonight, these two men, what a rivalry. What personal history. It's going to get ugly, no question, in my opinion.
Casey Judge is not a bad athlete, but he has essentially moaned his way in to a fatal four-way. Adrian Goldman claims he wants to see what he can do with an opportunity like that. See if he can run with that. I don't think he can. He's got to prove himself.
Well, I've got two words for you, Erwin. That brute.
Oh yeah, maybe that is why Adrian Goldman sees something in him.
Don't argue, it can't be done. He has a world title win to his name.
Despite that fact, he has to prove himself against Red here tonight.
Yeah, and this is a whole different ball game for Casey Judge, ladies and gentlemen. 5'11", 220 pounds from Des Moines, Iowa. Former European champion, former Intercontinental champion, former N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champion. Casey Judge, one of the most decorated young men in N.E.W. today. A thoroughbred, Erwin. Still got plenty to give as well in his career.
But those championships were back when people cared who he was. I think those days have passed for Casey Judge. He doesn't get cheered anymore. Not since he sided with the Enforcers.
Well, no one cared about you for years, and you're still World Heavyweight Champion. Red!
I still get the occasional tweet out, how do you know? And I don't even go on Twitter. However, this man is going to get an introduction regardless of not needing one.
I'm sure I follow an Irwin on Twitter. Whose account is that?
Probably Red. It might even be Blaze, he might have set all that up, I don't know. Regardless, yes, this man right here, possibly the biggest challenge I will face at Riot 9, not to detract from the other two in that match, but you know what he wants.
Well, we all know what he wants, Irwin. He wants vengeance. Red with one thing in mind: blood. 5'9", 231, Great Falls, Montana, 3-time N.E.W. champion. Do you want to cover the stat monkeys fact, Irwin?
254 days in total he has been the N.E.W. champion.
There you go, just something to remember. Red, I'm not sure if he wants the diamond. I'm pretty sure he wants to see the world burn. A very dangerous individual.
That has been very
demented,
persistent,
determined, insane.
Has clearly been working out since his time off.
Well, this is the thing. I think hatred can drive a man to some pretty dark places sometimes, Irwin. God only knows what this guy has in store at Riot 9.
Well, here's the thing. I questioned it in those ranking reshuffle matches he was put in. How much is this Red not being ready? And how much is it him not caring about those matches? I mean, once it gets to Riot 9, that's a whole different ballgame for him. He actually has what he's after.
Well, it's well documented, Irwin. Once Red gets into a big match scenario, it becomes a very different animal.
These two set to prove what could be an omen. That fatal four-way.
Well, Casey Judge, despite your slurs against his character, is a tremendously decorated athlete and wants those glory days again. And there's nothing to say at Riot 9 he couldn't shock the world and pick up a victory.
Locking things up to start off.
Oh!
Sweeping Red off his feet.
Headlock takedown. Oh, what a counter though. By Red.
Headlock
Showing he's no slouch. With a headlock of his own. Judge gets him to run the ropes. Oh, body collision there, but a belly-to-belly overhead. What recovery there by Judge.
Of course, this is the first time these two men
Cut Red suplex to the redneck.
Since Red was cleared to wrestle again.
Well, it didn't stop him from interfering all those times, Owen, as you quite rightly say. Red's been on an absolute rampage as of late. What a kick to the gut there.
Judge has caused his fair share of interferences himself.
Oh yeah, yes he has. These two men, no strangers to controversy here in N.E.W, that's no doubt about that. Judge now making Red run the ropes. Overhead he goes. What a slam to Red. Kick to the spine by Judge. Knows he's the underdog. Needs to make a statement. What a victory this would be for Judge.
Both of these men looking to prove what could happen at Riot, but of course there's 4 men in the ring there. Brutal
One for good luck by Casey Judge. 11 shots to the head. To Red.
Very confident Casey Judge, but he allowed Red to regain his senses.
Yeah, that confidence might be his undoing. Planting DDT. Red though, no stranger to cockiness himself, Irwin.
Oh yeah, very much so. Oh, clothesline to the outside. Of course, this is a normal one-on-one. None of these, nothing particularly matters here. It is just a pride thing, basically a statement. And perhaps even an opportunity to try and put someone out of that match.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, Casey Judge and Red both have that patented mean streak. I mean, if they both try to out insane each other, I'm not sure how that's going to end.
Well, yeah, again, you wanting to finish this relatively quickly to give yourself a bit more time.
You would hope so.
At 9.
You would hope so, that logic will kick in at some point, but I'm not sure if logic has much to do with Red's existence, or indeed, for that matter, Casey Judge ramming Red into those steel stairs there. The battle on the outside continues on that wafer-thin mat.
Count of 8 here. Casey Judge finally throwing Red back in the ring.
Yeah, double count out would not have been satisfactory for these fans tonight, who want to see a clinic between two of the best that N.E.W have to offer.
Oh, Red.
Oh, swinging neck breaker by the bionic redneck.
Casey Judge trying to get to his feet. Red. Oh, just lifting him off the ground.
Gut wrench takedown there.
Casey Judge was trying to hang on to the ropes.
Knee to the head.
Red is fighting back here.
Knee smash.
Casey Judge.
Oh,
counters
DDT by Judge, taking down Red. Going over, going for the pin. Not going to be enough.
No, definitely not. Simply trying to waste a bit of Red's energy there.
Yeah, I think Casey Judge, of course, you can't count out the psychological effect of that either. Getting the first pin over an opponent, a bit not unsuccessful one, is still gonna linger on your mind. Corkscrew, excuse me, corkscrew takedown there by Red. Onto Casey Judge now, recovering.
And again, this is a thing people forget.
Pretty well headlock. Oof.
Kicking out exerts a lot of energy. You're trying to press, in this instant, Red was trying to press 220 pounds off his body to escape a pin, to raise that shoulder.
Inverted DDT there by Red. Point Irwin again. Elbow across the head of Judge.
Back and forth action here. Red
and again.
Control again.
Methodical, hard-hitting approach by the veteran. Middle rope.
Raising
and again.
Further.
3 elbows directly to the head. The further authority to Judge, who should be seeing stars by now.
Judge looks
if he wasn't before.
Reverses the whip. Oh, but Red reverses an attack.
So was Red. Kick to the gut.
And each time he does that, I think he's going for one thing. Not going for it yet. Casey Judge.
Yeah, counters what looked like to be a powerbomb. Big lariat into the corner. Red rattle. Judge needs some offense. Starts stomping that mud hole, choking Red in that corner. Mike Shatova tells him to break the choke, and he does. Away from the rope he goes. Casey Judge showing some great ring presence there. Big elbows in the sternum of Red.
Again, this has been such back and forth action. Oh, backbreaker. Hangs on. We've seen this before from Judge. That Uranagi trio backbreaker. Or Uranagi backbreaker trio.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit better.
Yeah, but a hellish maneuver either way.
Yeah, Red in big trouble here.
Oh, that kick! That's gotta be it. That has
call.
got to be it. Huge big boot.
No! Somehow Red at 2.9 gets his shoulder up.
2.9.9.
After the verdict. Called it the judgment call, sorry. It's the verdict.
But hell, judgment call sounds better.
Casey Judge calls it the verdict. Maybe you should bring it up with him.
Oh! Guillotine to Red. Judge there. Shocking the world with that kick out. Oh! With an elbow of his own. Judge. You can't help but think that that's a bit of a payback.
Going for a pin again.
Wasting the energy of the champ. Oh, it's enough! It's enough! That hard elbow has took out Red. What a surprise victory for Judge.
Oh yeah, it looked like all Red had left was in that kick out. after that brutal kick. Casey Judge picking up a victory here tonight.
Yeah, Red kicked out, but Red could not capitalise on what a victory for Casey Judge. This could be one of the biggest victories of this illustrious young man's career. Red is a 3-time N.E.W. champion. The young blood is on its way up. The young blood is after the veterans, and the young blood is after the title here in N.E.W.
Yeah. Casey Judge has been around for quite some time as well. However, he hasn't had that gold quite as much as Red has. Believes he's been kept out of that opportunity.
I don't doubt that Casey Judge has been around for a while, Owen. You can't deny it. Compared to the two, Casey Judge has got a lot more years in front than he has behind. I can't quite say the same for Red.
Oh, let's hope he doesn't hear you say that. What a main event. What a turmoil.
Tremendous turmoil. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.